Welcome to the Midori Australian Dance Sport Championships. Your host is Tony Charlton, with special comments from Stephen Octagon and featuring guest artists Jean-Marc Genereux and France Mousseau. And now, we're proud to present internationally renowned champions Jean-Marc Genereux and France Mousseau. Jean-Marc Genereux and France Mousseau. Your host for the evening, Tony Charlton.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 1992 Midori Australian Dance Sport Championships. 1,300 competitors reduced to 54. Sponsored by Flag International, the Amateur Latin. The first competitors number 2 from Western Australia, Jason Raditis and Tonya Kosovic. Jason is originally from New South Wales, Tonya from WA, but both have been living in London to further their dancing career. Both have made a special trip home to challenge for the number 1 Australian title. Number 5 from New South Wales, internationals in Paul Green and Karen Rufus. They've just finished second in the World 10 Dance in Moscow and third in the World Latin American. Paul and Karen will be married next August when the World Amateur 10 Dance will be held in Sydney. Number 10 from Queensland, Jan Tura Jacobsen and Tonya Redpath. Whilst Tony is from Queensland, this couple has spent most of this year living in Norway, Jan Tura's land of origin. Norway, by the way, has produced several world champions, including Espen Solberg, who is coaching Jan and Tony overseas. Here it's Ray Rivers. Good luck to them. Competitors number 12 from Western Australia, Damien Serrana and Joanne Wilkerson. These are the WA Latin champions and were semi-finalists in the International Latin Championship in London. Number 20 from Western Australia, Trent Shipley and June Robertson. Trent and June were both junior Australian champions with different partners. June is from WA, Trent is from New South Wales. They are now based in Western Australia. From New South Wales, number 30, Adam Reeve and Kelly Newton. Both competed in last year's Australian with different partners and both made the modern final. So I think we can expect to see great things in the future from them. Kelly at 15 was the youngest international finalist in London. So there they are, the finalists for our first event, the Amateur Latin.
Latin American music has been around a long time, and today, in the 90s, Latin dancing stands alone as a powerful alternative to rap, disco and rock and roll. There are many styles and rhythms. Dance sport has adopted three, the first being the cha-cha-cha.
No time for breathing. It's the samba, Take Me to the Voodoo Night.
These competitors have reached this final after competing all day through several elimination heats. Due to the number of couples, and in this competition there were 100 starters, it is impossible to have one couple on the dance floor at one time. The judges have had the huge task of narrowing down the field to a final six.
Take me to the voodoo night. Gonna show me all you love tonight. Let's forget reality. Gonna be just what we wanna be. Lesson number one, tell me how it's done. Magic's in the air when you lay me down and hold me tight. Take me to the voodoo night. Gonna show me all you love tonight. Let's forget reality. Put a voodoo spell on you and me. Something in your touch makes me want so much. Something in your smile has power over me.
Many consider this dance to be the Latin American dance, the most expressive of all Latin dances, yet the most technically demanding. The slow hip and body actions mixed with sharp body and arm lines creates a strong communication between the dance partnership and, through their technique, highlights their own personal dance skills.
En el camino verde, camino que en el recuerdo se pierde.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Paso Doble.
This dance is dance sport only, meaning it is never danced socially. Designed as a competitive dance with a heavy Spanish influence, its character is derived from the bullfight, the matador and his cape. The male must attempt to dominate the dance floor totally, from the time he takes position with his partner to the last highlight of the music. The reason we call these championships dance sport is to define the difference between competitive dancing and social ballroom dancing. The word dance sport is now used internationally for ballroom dancing competitions.
I'm trying to find peace of mind, trying to search all the time, trying to find. Great gosh almighty, great gosh almighty, great gosh almighty, great gosh almighty, great gosh almighty. Been a long time coming, and I've been waiting. Great gosh almighty, been a long time coming. Great gosh almighty, great gosh almighty, been a long time coming. Great gosh almighty, been a long time coming. Keep on searching now. Got to look up, don't look down. Keep the faith. I've been looking, I've been wondering. Have you heard about the written word? I've been looking, I've been wondering.
The winners of the event are, the national champions are Paul Green and Karen Rupert. Congratulations, Paul and Karen. And nicely done, Trent and June, a marvellous effort.
Welcome to the Midori Australian Dance Sport Championships. Your host is Tony Charlton, with special comments from Stephen Octagon and featuring guest artists Jean-Marc Genodeur and France Mousseau. And now, we're proud to present internationally renowned champions Jean-Marc Généreux and France Mousseau. Jean-Marc Généreux and France Mousseau. Your host for the evening, Tony Charlton.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 1992 Midori Australian Dance Sport Championships. 1,300 competitors reduced to 54. Sponsored by Flag International, the Amateur Latin. The first competitors number 2 from Western Australia, Jason Raditis and Tonya Kosovic. Jason is originally from New South Wales, Tonya from WA, but both have been living in London to further their dancing career. Both have made a special trip home to challenge for the number 1 Australian title. Number 5 from New South Wales, internationals in Paul Green and Karen Rufus. They've just finished second in the World 10 Dance in Moscow and third in the World Latin American. Paul and Karen will be married next August when the World Amateur 10 Dance will be held in Sydney. Number 10 from Queensland, Jan Tura Jacobson and Tonya Redpath.
She almost drives me crazy. She knows how to love me, yes indeed. Boy, you don't know what you're doing to me. To the food, oh rude. To the food, woo. To the food, oh rude. To the food, oh rude. To the food, oh rude. Oh, one bubble,
There's more dancing after the break with the Amateur Modern Final.
boy, you don't know what you're doing to me. To the food, oh rude. To the food, woo. To the food,
The next event is the Amateur Modern, defended by Paul Houston and Lorraine Haig. And here they are as couple number one. Paul and Lorraine from Queensland, living in London, developing their dancing and returning to their homeland to defend their title of Australian Amateur Ballroom Champions. They are Australia's number one representatives for the World Championships, were placed 14th at Blackpool, that's no mean shakes, were finalists in the US Open held in Miami. And Paul's parents were Queensland champions in the 60s. Couple number two, Jason Roditis and Tonya Kosovic. They're from Western Australia. Jason and Tonya were in the top 30 at Blackpool, were third in the Open UK 10 dance, and were winners of the International 10 dance in Paris. And also looking a treat, number 10, Jan Ture Jacobsen and Tony Redpath of Queensland. They've danced the European circuit and were placed in the top 40 at the famous British Championships. They were second in the Norwegian International, 7th in the World Cup 10 dance, and 5th in the Holland Open. Numbers 23, Aidan Allen and Shona Rowan of WA. Lovely. Number 25, from the United Kingdom, Alan Shingler and Donna Reeve. They made the top 6 in the London International after only 2 or 3 months together. That was a brilliant effort. Donna's parents, Ray and Margaret Reeve, were world professional finalists twice. And Adam Reeve, Donna's brother, also dances in this event. And in fact, here he comes, number 30, Adam Reeve with Kelly Newton of New South Wales. These were the highest placed Australian 10 dance couple at the 1992 International Championships held at the Albert Hall. Both competed in last year's Australian with different partners and both made the modern final. Are you ready? The modern waltz. Here we go. It's Nocturne in E flat.
Modern ballroom dancers must endeavour not to break contact with their partners, which is one of the reasons this style is the most difficult to master. All movements should seem effortless, and choreography should characterize the mood of the music. Tango began in the slums of Buenos Aires, Argentina. At first it was only popular with the poor, but some small nightclub orchestras would play tango music for their late-night patrons. The tango's popularity spread to Paris and from there to England and America, where it became a craze. Whilst it originates from a Latin American country, its technique is far more suited to the modern ballroom style.
Victor Moan sings I Could Write a Book.
The foxtrot, in its early form, was a reasonably fast dance, which broke away from the original waltz and characterised the happy, bouncier music which became popular in the 30s and 40s. To accommodate the different tempos, the faster style of foxtrot has been renamed quickstep. The slow tempo 4/4 music lends itself to a smoother, more continuous movement, which we call slow foxtrot.
A preface on how we met, so the world would never forget. And the simple secret of the plot is just to tell them that I love you a lot. Then the world discovers, as my book ends, how to make two lovers of friends. Yeah!
The dance continues, the Viennese waltz.
The Viennese waltz is the oldest of all ballroom dances. It characterises the grace and flow of the Strauss waltz music of 18th century Austria, where it originated. It rotates continually and takes great lengths of floor space with very little physical effort. The centrepiece is only danced by advanced dancers. It rotates at an incredible speed, almost 3 times the normal speed of waltz, and must never move off the spot.
Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. When I grew up and fell in love, I asked my sweetheart what lies ahead. Will we have rainbows day after day? Here's what my sweetheart said. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera. What will be, will be. Now I have children of my own. They ask their mother, what will I be? Will I be handsome? Will I be rich? I tell them tenderly. Que sera.
It's sing, sing, sing for the quick step.
The final dance, to many competitors, can become up to 1.5 minutes of pain. Stress build-up throughout the competition restricts their oxygen intake and the muscles become fatigued. Only the couples with good technique and a strong competitive spirit will be dancing with ease right to the last note.
The winners are couple 25, Alan Shingler and Donna Reeve. Representing the United Kingdom.
Hey, Gianmarco, have you heard my new samba?
Samba?
After the break, we'll be back with the Junior Latin Final.
The Junior Latin finalists are numbers 58 from Western Australia, Lance Hunt and Natalie Denham. Lance attends Warwick Senior High, Natalie attends Gosnell Senior High. They are both Year 10 students. They were runners-up at the Asian Pacific, the South Pacific and the Australasian Championships. Number 62, Leroy Gretsch and Belinda Hayes. Third in the WA State Championships in October of '92. They're both students. They hope to go to England in 2 years' time. They've been dancing together for 5 months. In the Junior Latin field, as we continue, numbers 65, Stephen Olivieri and Antonella Zucco of New South Wales. Second time on the floor tonight. Dynamic couple who discovered ballroom dancing 3 years ago and have partnered each other ever since. They were runners-up in the Junior Latin American at the Victorian Championships. Number 68 from WA again, Damien Whitewood and Erin Lowe. Top-class couple who've been carrying all before them in WA. And that's a hotbed of thriving ballroom dancing expertise. Numbers 127, Danny Thomas and Narelle Omi of Victoria. Danny and Narelle have been dancing together for 2 years and have become one of Victoria's top junior couples over 3 styles. Their ambition is to represent Australia in a world championship, and I'll tell you what, they'll do it. And finally, for this field, number 190, Joe Palomino and Rebecca Allen, again of WA. Another top-class combination, and don't they look great? Let's try the cha-cha for a start.
With junior fields being so competitive, juniors have to be very fit and of a high standard to make this final. The age grouping is under 16, and for this level, the energy and the talent is incredible, which makes this final one of the most popular events of the championships.
It's gonna be a perfect night. Make a wish and then set it free, and everything will be alright.
Corazón, corazón, dos latidos con un mismo amor.
Junto a ti, junto a mí, ese amor está diciendo sí.
Because the world is a wonderful place, and everyone around has a smile on their face. And now I feel the warmth of your loving embrace, so close we're heart to heart. Just let the magic of love see you through. There's music everywhere and each moment is new. My heart is full of love and my love is for you, so close that we are heart to heart. Ah, you and me, only you and me. Tonight will be a dream come true. Oh, my love, tell me you can see the only one for me is you.
Corazón, corazón, dos latidos con un mismo amor.
Junto a ti, junto a mí, ese amor está diciendo sí.
Because the world is a wonderful place, and everyone around has a smile on their face.
Whilst the juniors have difficulty in portraying the theme of love and romance, which is the character of rumba, it is a splendid style for young dancers to develop their technique. The young female dancers need strong ankles to handle the high heels used in Latin American dancing.
My love, I never had much luck with lovers before. And I couldn't compete. I seem just part of the street to be walked on by everyone but the band. And I found a very special love with you. It's a feeling that's so totally new. Over and over, it's burning inside. I found a very special love with you, and it almost breaks me in two, squeezing me tighter. But I'm never gonna let go. You're not like the rest. I know you're one of the best. You give more than you should and take nothing in return. But stay always with me.
Final dance in the Junior Latin. Okay, let's have it up. We're going jive.
Contemporary music has drawn the early black American jives into the same bracket as rock and roll. Both jive and rock and roll have similar basic steps, and both use lifts. But in dance sport, lifts are not allowed due to the danger of injury to other couples. Often I feel there is a confusion between jive and rock and roll. due to the jive being over-stylized by the competitors, as opposed to the more relaxed style of rock and roll dances.
The winners are Joe Palomino and Rebecca Allen.
Stay with us. We'll return shortly with the professional New Vogue final.
Ladies and gentlemen, the professional New Vogue. Competitors number 7. From Victoria, Dallas Williams and Ann Williams. Dallas and Ann have a son, Luke, who's almost 4 now. Ann is a radiographer. Dallas is an operating director of Pacific Microlab Computers. They've opened now their dance studio, The Ritz, in Murrumbeena. Good luck to them. Competitors 10, Anthony and Martha Egan of Victoria. Here they are, the defending champions. Martha makes her own gowns, is an exclusive dressmaker for many of the dancers. At least 40 in these championships tonight are wearing her That's Dancewear costumes. The Egans are in 2 finals, as they were last year. Number 16, from New South Wales, Ross Reek and Kylie Wall. Fantastic performance. They've only been dancing together for 3 months. Winners of the 92 Rising Star New Vogue Championship last night. Their ambition is to become Australian professional New Vogue champions. Competitors 20 from New South Wales, Ray McMahon and Diana Fisk. These two love life together and do all kinds of things together, jet skiing and motorbike riding and using their caravan at Shoalhaven as something of a recluse. Both have enjoyed successful careers with previous partners. Number 40 from Victoria, Glenn and Rad Miller Foote. They are specialists in modern and new vogue. They are both full-time teachers, and Rad Miller successfully makes her own costumes and has 2 new gowns for tonight. Number 50 from New South Wales, Colin and Maria Popel. They are travelling to the United Kingdom in May for the British Championships. They enjoy the performing side of dancing and especially doing floor shows and demonstrations. They have a wedding anniversary on Monday. Congratulations, 7 years. Are you ready for the beauty of the swing waltz?
Old Time is the traditional name of this style. It has many different dances. Up to 14 are used for competition. In each dance, the sequence of steps remain the same. On average, 16 bars of music will complete one sequence and is then repeated for as long as the music is playing. Thus the term sequence dancing. As competitors dance the same steps, being technically and musically superior is a must to gain a high placing. It's not widely known that New Vogue is a purely Australian dance style. Every dance has been choreographed and stylised in Australia. International dancers visiting Australia have been very impressed with its style and movement, and many professionals have demonstrated New Vogue throughout Europe and the States.
Are you ready, competitors? La Bomba!
The New Vogue and modern ballroom styles are traditionally danced in formal attire. For the ladies, this creates almost limitless options of style and colour. But learning to dance in these costumes takes a lot of experience. Don't be deceived by the seemingly relaxed attitude of the dancers. By now, those tail suits feel more like boiler suits. And the weight and length of those dresses makes balance and control very difficult for both man and lady.
The winners are Anthony and Martha Eden.
Elle tourne, tourne et vole comme un femme au vent, va se casse Elle m'appelle et j'ai peur de faire un pas devant, même à contre-plan. Dans un pas de deux, chassé, croisé, amoureux, amoureux. Elle me prend avec elle dans le noir de la nuit, elle m'éblouit. Elle me serre dans ses bras j'ai senti nos corps étourdis. Dans un pas de deux, je t'ai croisé amoureux. Oh, oh. Danse, danse avec moi. Danse sur mes pas.
After the break, we'll be back with the professional Latin final.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce competitors number 2, Will van Roosel and Janine Glassen of Australia and Holland. Wow, what an entry. Will and Janine live and train in Holland, and they represent Australia on the world circuit. Last month they were 5th in the World Latin Segway Championships in Bonn. Couple number 4, Greg and Gabrielle Nicholson of New South Wales. Greg, by the way, was bent on a professional golf career. He won the New South Wales Schoolboys Championship at La Perouse. And Gabrielle's sewing skills mean she is branching out and doing that for others. They've been living in London for the past 2.5 years and were quarter-finalists in the British Rising Star Professional Latin in 1992. Number 13, Lawrence MacDonald and Janine Heath of Victoria. Lawrence and Janine have a very extensive background with previous partners and featured in many Australian finals. They hold the 1992 Southern Cross title and were DMA Latin and Modern champions. Couple 15 in the professional Latin American final, Chris Milburn and Tracy Milburn of Queensland. Chris and Tracy reside in the United Kingdom. They have represented Australia in the world's Latin, Modern and 10 dance. They are travelling the world teaching and demonstrating. Couple 17, Damien Percy and Natalie Jones of New South Wales. Damien and Natalie have enjoyed a fine time on the Australian circuit, winning most of the major titles to be won. Their credits include the 1992 Victorian, Asian Pacific, South Pacific and the Australasian Championship. Completing the field of 6 in the professional Latin American, couple 31, Dario Gargiulo and Tanya McGuinness of New South Wales. Tanya is a former Australian and British Rising Star champion. Tanya danced, by the way, in Strictly Ballroom. She was the body double, and Dario was a feature dancer in the film. The couple were also doing exhibition dancing on the QE2 last February. Let's kick off with the cha-cha-cha.
Aerobically, all the dancers are super fit, but even the fittest will be wondering if the power supply will last the final 5 dances. Cha-cha requires speed, body rhythm and lots of energy. If any couple has not warmed up before the final, they run the risk of early fatigue and will definitely restrict their chances of a high placing.
Pata Pata is the name of the dance. We did down Johannesburg way. Everybody starts to move as soon as Pata Pata begins to play.
On in earnest here as we now branch into the samba.
Each judge has their own ideas on degrees of importance for each aspect of dance, such as personality, or body movement, or technique. In the final analysis, each judge is looking for a total package that looks and feels right. Each judge must mark their card from 1st to 6th. There are 13 judges, and over 5 dancers, the lowest score will win.
Okay now, paso doble and let the Spanish trumpet sound.
The reason whole tracks of music are not used is because each category of the competition has up to 5 dancers with no rest. It is considered that approximately 2 minutes is sufficient time for the judges to assess the skills of the couples.
final dance in the professional Latin American is jive.
This dance requires an explosion of energy to highlight your own fitness level and the mood of the music. The ability to concentrate and relax under pressure is not enough. They need a strong competitive spirit to see them through to the end. Most judges will mark their cards late, so to slow down at this point could dramatically change the final result.
The winners are Will Van Roosel and Janine Glasson. There's exaltation.
We hope you've enjoyed the program and leave you with our guest artists Jean-Marc Genereux and France Mousseau.